All right. Welcome to our webinar on why staging sells. So if you're a homeowner looking to sell your property, this will be a really valuable resource. Staging, and we have a great guest here today, Justicia. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself in a moment. It's a process of arranging your home in a way that makes it more appealing to potential buyers. She's going to talk about that today. It's a critical factor in getting your home sold quickly for a higher price. So we're going to discuss how staging can help you net more money selling your home, as well as properly prepare your home for sale, common mistakes that homeowners make, and how to avoid them. So by the end of this, you should have a better understanding of how staging can make a significant difference in the selling process and help you get the best price for your home. So sit back, get some great information. Justicia, how about you tell us really about yourself? You're a stager in the Waterloo region.
Hi there. Thanks, Sam. My name is Justicia, as Sam mentioned. I have been in the business for over 5 years now. How would I say it? I've always enjoyed moving furniture around and doing different things in the room. So redoing rooms is my passion. I'm located in Kitchener-Waterloo area. I do surrounding areas as well, all the way to Niagara Falls sometimes, depending on where they need me. And my job is to help clients or sellers to prepare their home for a fast sale. So their home is perfectly presentable to our potential buyers, and basically they can sell it quicker and then move on to with the next chapter.
Awesome. All right, that's great. So just super quick, we're not going to talk about me. This is not about me, but we've been serving our clients since 2015. We help people in the Waterloo region buy, selling, and investing in real estate, and we see firsthand how important it is when helping a seller, the staging process. And Justicia has been a huge part of our success, and she's definitely a big part of our team, serving our clients and helping them achieve their goals. All right, so we have some common myths and questions we're going to go through. What does your company specialize in? How about you start with that?
Okay, so we specialize in staging homes. So again, like I mentioned earlier, preparing homes for sale. We go into the house, whether it's vacant home or occupied home. We give people, we sit down with our clients, we go through their homes, sit down with our clients and give them pointers of how to prepare their home for sale. We also, if there is situations when the client doesn't have any help to do it on their own, we put a team together so we can go in and help them, whether it's packing some stuff away or moving furniture around. So we also do that as well. But our priority is to help clients prepare their home for sale.
Yeah, one of the things I really liked about your team, is that you guys seem to provide us all-in-one solution, be able to help with a little bit of handiwork, getting things moved into storage, bridging that gap so that the seller doesn't have to be concerned about any of that work, right?
Correct.
Patchwork, moving things to storage, bridging the gap so they can do it, whether they have a physical ailment or some challenge to do that. And then also the staging part too, which people think it's just furniture, but it's a lot more than that, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. There's much more. There's bringing in accessories, bringing some artwork to bring color into the house to make it look nice and presentable.
Awesome. So what is staging then in a brief summary? What is staging?
So in my opinion, staging it's like putting your home on the stage, basically, right? Making it as beautiful as possible so you can invite as many buyers in and to look at your home and to sell it as fast as possible. So whether it's bringing in some accessories, pillows, artwork, greenery, beddings, furniture, smaller furniture if you have too big of a furniture, or working with your own stuff at home as well to make it as pretty as possible, decluttering your home, make any room in your house as big as possible as well. The less you have, sometimes the less is more. That's how I always think.
Amazing. So we talked about the services you provide. That's going to be, can you tell us a little bit about the services you provide? I think you touched on it a little bit.
Yeah. So besides the staging, we provide handyman work, like whether it's changing paint color in your house, so painting your home, doing some changes like changing fixtures, like light fixtures or fixtures in your bathtubs, minor renovations, like whether it's installing new flooring. We have a team that can do new carpeting if carpet needs to be removed. We also set up a team that can help with packing some of your items and putting it into bins or in storage. So it's less like, let's say, for example, if someone cannot do it themselves, so we can definitely help out with that. And a lot of times we include cleaning of the home before the staging happens as well.
Okay. I think that's important because a lot of sellers, what they look at is, they look at the cost of that, and they actually should look at the ROI, right? The return on
Yeah.
investment. So if they spend 4 grand or three grand to do some handiwork to get some things fixed and decluttered and some freshening up and removing items, that's going to probably get them $30,000 to $40,000, at least
Oh,
10.
for sure. For sure.
I agree. What's the biggest difference between occupied and vacant? We'll start there.
So with occupied, the difference of staging with occupied, we tend to work with what you have inside the house, as long as it's workable, right? So a lot of times when I go for a consultation, I look at the home and I see what I can work with. So saving some money for our clients as well, right? Instead of me, just get rid of everything, I'm going to bring my own stuff, which sometimes I can definitely work with what they have so that I bring some accessory, whether it's pillows, bedding, artwork, lights, and stuff like that to brighten up the house. Vacant staging is when there's completely nothing in the house and we talk to either the agent or the client to see how many rooms they would want to have staged in their house. And then usually people go for the whole house or just living room, kitchen, dinette, and let's say, so, and then we bring all our stuff in. So we bring furniture and accessories again to make it as pretty as possible. So it shows nicely on the pictures. And when the buyers are looking through the pictures and the listings, they're like, oh, I want to go and check out this house. In my opinion, with vacant stagings, with vacant properties, I think it's extremely important to stage it because myself, if I was a buyer and I go into an empty home, and I'm a visual person. And I can't visualize, okay, is my sectional couch going to fit in this living room? Is my dining room table going to fit in the dining room? Right. So when they see the staged home, they're like, okay, my dining room is too big. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to buy something smaller. So they can kind of organize it in their head, how they can put the furniture in the house. And plus it makes them more cozy. When people walk in, they're like, okay, it feels very livable. I want to be here.
Yeah, it's almost like it creates that emotional, like first showings online, so it shows well online.
Mm-hmm.
It creates an emotional attachment to the property. It's an emotional decision. And I think that people will be willing to pay more, like you said, for something they can feel themselves living in,
Yeah.
having an emotional attachment. And generally the offers are a lot better for a seller when they're staging.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So that leads us into, why do you think staging is important?
Why do I think staging is important? Like I mentioned earlier, it gives you that warmth when you walk into the house. It makes you feel that the home is being taken care of. Like when it comes to occupied homes, if your home is cluttered and there's a lot of too much furniture, sometimes there may be too much furniture or too many things, knickknacks showing, personal pictures. When a buyer comes in, they don't see themselves in the house because they just start looking around the rooms, what you have in the room instead of looking at the house. And that's my biggest thing. And I always mention that to my clients when I go for consultation. My first impression when I walk in, my eye goes around the whole room and what I see. I don't see the house, I just see what they have. And I'm like, okay, that's gotta go, that's gotta go. So it's very important because then when the buyer comes in, they can see, okay, these people, the house is clean, so they take care of the house. The house is organized. They feel like they're buying good instead of going into a home that's messy or disorganized. They automatically may think, oh my gosh, like I don't know how much work I'm gonna have to do in this house. The better it shows, the better I think you get more buyers interested in the home. And little things helping with that, like whether it's painting a room or just putting pillows on the couch. Make it warm and inviting.
Yeah, to your point too, that's a great point. Like when a buyer sees mess or they see something, their brain's now focused on other problems, right?
Yeah.
What do I have to find in the house? I'm going to look for more issues to find that might not be there.
Correct.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And also to kind of describe, when you helped us even on Eleanor, a lot of people think staging is bringing all new things in and all this furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Really what it is just using what they had, maximizing it, making it easier for them, and they were happy. They got a quicker sale and a lot more money as well. So
that's right. Yeah.
That's great.
And we can definitely work with client stuff as well. Like, I mean, I've had it before that I went to an estate house and I worked with whatever I had there, reorganized it, put stuff together, moved stuff from one to the other, and it turned out pretty good. And we don't always have to bring our stuff in, as long as we have something to work with.
So I've heard a few, I wouldn't say objections, call them limiting beliefs, but I don't need staging. One I heard the other day was I don't want to do staging. I just want to sell it. I don't want to deal with all that. So help me explain how you navigate that and help educate the client on why, not only why is it important, but how you actually make their life easier, because they're probably doing decluttering, but they don't realize it. So can you just kind of touch on that? I think that would be really helpful.
So when it comes to when clients say I don't need staging, yeah, sometimes they don't want to deal with all this stuff, right? They just put it as it is.
You
The
feel
way
like
it
it's more work
shows.
to do it. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't want to deal with the work. So I try to let the clients know that if they don't feel like doing it, we can do it for them. We can definitely help them with that. But also what I explain to clients, like I mentioned earlier, the better your home shows, even a little bit of work that you do to your home, the more buyers you may have come into your house and look at it. Because a lot of times, like I look at listings sometimes and I see, oh my gosh, like I can see laundry all over the place. It's like, I don't want to go and look at this house because like I said, your home is not showing. It's what's inside your house that's showing on the pictures or to the buyers. When they mention like, like I don't need the hassle, I don't want to deal with that. Again, it may take you a weekend to organize yourself and spend few $100s, whether it's in a storage to remove stuff out, but it's giving you that extra money at the end when you actually sell your home because it shows really well. And a lot of times, when we stage, we don't ask the clients to carry stuff for us or move stuff around. We go in and move stuff around. They just say, okay, here's my room, do whatever you have to do. And we do it. We don't make our clients pick up things and move them around. I can't hear you, Sam.
I think that's the biggest thing that separates your what you guys offer, what your company offers as well, because a lot of clients feel that they have to do everything on their own, whereas this could be something that's a plan in place, work with what they have. They actually get 10 times more money and it's paid for, plus they get more. They have a better sales experience. It's sold on the market for less time. It's sold quicker. And there really actually is a lot less hassle from what I'm understanding, because you're doing the work, you're creating and solving a problem for them, and they have less showings and less hassle in that way.
That's right. Exactly.
So if someone says it's too disruptive to my lifestyle, I don't have time for furniture, what do you say about that?
So I try to organize my schedule around the client's schedule. So for example, I wouldn't want to go in when somebody has their 3 kids at the table trying to do homework, and all of a sudden I'm coming in with all my stuff and being there for 3 hours. I would make sure that I work around their schedule. I try to work around their schedule. So this way, whether they're not home and kids are not home, we can have everything done and they don't have to worry about anything. And I always explain to clients, if you're willing, we would definitely help you with this. We will do it ourselves. Just basically, we try to, how do I say it? I had a client when I went in, and a week before I spoke to him and I said, okay, I need you to make a plan what needs to go. What you want to get rid of, what you want to put away. And he did. So then when we went in, it's much easier. It's the worst is when we go in and the clients are not organized and they're like, oh, I have no idea what I want to do. But we try to work with their schedule to make sure that it's as little as disruptive as possible, because I know people have busy lives and stuff. So we try to do as much as we can so it doesn't bother them too much as well. Right. I don't know, maybe I didn't answer the question.
That's very good. So you make it easier for them. You do the work, you help do the work for them, you offer them solutions. You do it on their timeline, make sure that it's minimizing any disruption in their lifestyle, but also doing the work for them and taking care of those common myths, I should say, that people think they have to move furniture. Because you always think, sellers always thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to do all this, move all this. I've seen you where you literally have your people moving things, patching up things up, fixing tile, and getting something in a storage unit, and everything is taken care of. So I could attest that that's really, really good.
Thanks.
So here's some before and afters. So just easier if you just briefly explain the before and afters, what you noticed, what was done, why was it important, just a little bit about that.
So with the first 2 pictures are obviously the before, and the second ones are the after ones. So by changing the color of the wall, it brightens up the room right away. Moving furniture in a different position, removing any personal items, and then just basically adding as light as possible of bedding into the room and like whether it's removing the curtain, like from the first picture you see, it's the old valance curtain that nobody uses anymore. Just removing that and putting a plain white curtain down, it brightens up the room already because it brings all the natural light in. And then just bringing in some natural, nice artwork or pieces to make the room nice and inviting. Actually, those two houses sold in less than a week. The ones that I did, the 2 bedrooms.
That's great. I noticed a huge difference. Like
Mm-hmm.
it shows more modern. And if I was to show a seller, like as a seller, and you're selling your home, and I say, if you're a buyer walking in, which one would you make an offer on?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really, really simple. I think more buyers would go for this one. It would show better. It would have less issues and probably more money as well. So definitely
Exactly.
plus.
Exactly.
So walk us through this one. This is, wow, what a transformation. Like I see a
Yeah.
purple wall.
It was a crazy purple
same
wall.
house.
And like, I mean, even when you see the light fixture that's on the ceiling, because it's like the diamond one, on the purple wall, it shows like there's a whole bunch of mishmash happening there, right? But once
It's
we,
disco light.
yeah, exactly. But once we painted in a nice natural color and added some natural, like neutral colors, like in smaller furniture, and made the room so much bigger and brighter. It just, and people love light. And the one thing with this one is when a buyer comes in and they see freshly painted room, instead of looking at the purple, it's like, I like the house, but now I have to do all this work. And we want them to do as little work as possible as well. That's why we spending like $60 on a can of paint, on a can of paint.
Yep.
But then you're making $3,000 or whatever extra when you're selling your home. Just those little, like, you have to look at it that way. So it's just bringing neutral colors in and kind of dressing it up differently.
Yeah, it shows more symmetrical. It looks modern. It looks like a completely different house. I wouldn't even know it's the same house.
Yeah.
So with painting, like for example, on a timeline with the painting there, how long does it generally take? Like if someone has, let's say, a living room and a couple bedrooms, is it a lot quicker than they think if your team can get in here and do some of these things? And you guys,
yeah, definitely. It depends, depending on how many rooms there is. Like in this house, we had a bedroom, a basement, and the living room here, and we painted it within a day and a half. Wow. So it depending on what we're painting. Like if we're going on extra dark colors, obviously it takes some time for us to do the priming, and depending on the size of the room, but the priming and then the painting it again. But day and a half and we're out of there.
What about the floor? It looks like you did an area rug there and a nice little bit.
Yeah, so we just added the area rug just to make the room more soft instead of having it, like without the area rug, when you look at the picture, it feels very cold. But when you have the area rug added, it's much more warmer and it's softer. And then it shows the flooring as well better, the colors of the flooring as well.
Yeah, it looks like a brand new floor almost.
Yeah, but it's not. It's the same floor.
Wow. Yeah, what a difference. I mean, I think that's anybody can see that they would, and as well for timing, like let's say a seller says, you know what, it's a lot of time for me to do this. A, it's a day and a half. B, a seller will be on the market 45, 50 days more.
Yeah. And
so if anything, it actually takes way more time for them to not stage because they'll be on the market longer.
Yeah, because and another way, like, I mean, if then you have more showings or you have no showings, right, when the home is not staged. And this way, when it's staged, hopefully, like within a week or so, you're done. You don't have to worry about all the hassle. You sign your papers and you're done. You're packing your boxes and going away.
Yeah, so, and that's one of the things that I think really helps us as a value add too, because when we bring you in, allowing you to do all these things for the client just makes the seller a lot easier. Removing roadblocks allows them to have those things done, the storage, all these things taken care of. I think it's great that you do that as a service.
Yeah,
for sure. So before and after on this one.
So these ones are vacant properties. So you can see, like, when you walk into a room and you look at it and it's like, okay, so I have a window, maybe I have a sectional couch. What can I fit in here? So it gives you a breakdown of how you can place your furniture, what type of furniture you can bring in, whether it's 2 big couches, small couch, or a couch and 2 chairs. It kind of gives you that picture of what you can bring in when the buyer's buying a house. They can envision that in their head. And also, like, when you look at the vacant, you can see just walls and floor. It feels very cold, like very kind of like, yeah, I see a whole bunch of walls. Yeah. But when you have it staged, it feels very warm and inviting.
It does. It looks, first of all, it looks way smaller on the left. Messy, looks disorganized. It almost comes across that something could be wrong with the house. Maybe we can get a good deal on it. That's one,
Yeah.
it's attracting a different kind of buyer, which I think is huge. And then on the right, what a big difference. So in this example, for this type of room, how much do you think someone could spend to do this and to create such a big difference? I know how much they'll get on their monthly, on their price, but what do you think that this would be roughly?
So, like, for example, the one all the way to the end, the one with the 2 couches, for the furniture rental, with furniture rental and staging, it could probably be about $2,500, depending on how big the room is. We don't want to bring just a small couch and make the room look weird, because that's also weird, right? But depending on what kind of type of furniture I'm choosing and how much I need. And I always let the clients know, give an estimate before I actually go on stage and like, here, surprise. I always give them an estimate, and we can work down things. Okay, if they have a certain budget, let's see what we can work into the budget and make it still look beautiful.
The great thing too is that, if a seller doesn't have the money, there are opportunities to use the equity that they have to draw some of that, so they can do these updates, and it's going to get them a return, as you can clearly see. The one on the right, a lot more money. Selling your home during tough times, whether you're downsizing, divorce, or debt, we understand the unique challenges you're facing. Introducing our specialized real estate solution to help you navigate these difficult times with ease. Selling a home can be overwhelming, and yet our experienced team will guide you through the process, providing personalized strategies to maximize your home's value. Whether you're downsizing, going through a divorce, facing debt, we'll help you sell your home and start anew. Don't let these challenges define your selling experience. Let us turn them into opportunities. Visit our website at affluenceregroup.com to learn more. So you have this one. Wow, what a big difference.
So here, like the first one with the ladder, that's a living room. It was a beautiful renovated home. And again, when I went in, they were still working on the stuff. But once we staged it, it just looked so beautiful and so inviting. Again, it's nice and warm, and people, again, can envision themselves in it. The second one with the bedroom, it was extremely messy. So obviously just a plain cleanup, like clean up, putting stuff away, and then just put some color, put some fresh new bedding down. It just makes the room so much warmer. And then again, when I stage, I try to do at least like a room for a girl, room for a boy, because when people are coming in with families, they're like, oh, my son's gonna like this room, my daughter's gonna like this room, so they can kind of fall in love with that. And there's no backing up, because all of a sudden the kids are loving it too, right? So I try to kind of match it that way, so kids fall in love with the rooms and parents can't say no.
Yeah, exactly. I was to say, they love the kids, right? The buyers are like, oh my goodness, this emotional attachment even more with the home.
Yeah.
Love picturing themselves being there. That's incredible. So tell us a little bit about, to kind of summarize what we talked about today. I think we went over a lot of really key important information about why staging is important, how it can help you as a seller, what your options are, and the common mistakes that sellers make, the big differences, whether it's occupied or not, as a seller, how much impact it has on the sale, and how it can make it easier for you, saving time, saving money, saving a lot. Justicia, what would you like to add?
What I'd like to add is basically think about it. Like when you're selling your home, think about how a buyer would feel when they come into your home. For example, I always compare this to a store, grocery store. When I walk into a store and I go through an aisle and I see a whole bunch of messy stuff, things moved around and stuff like that, no word of a lie, I'll just walk by it. I'm not even going to look at it. But when I walk into a store, when everything is nicely organized all the way to the end, everything is like beautifully organized, I will most likely buy something from that shelf or from that aisle, if not one or two things. Same thing goes for your home. As a seller, put that extra time, or if you hire a stager or anybody, talk to them what would be the best thing for them to do to present their house as best as possible. Whether it's organizing your home, getting a minimal staging, if that works, or having someone like myself or my team to help you with removing things from the house, organizing and cleaning. I know there's always a cost in people's heads, but like you mentioned, Sam, earlier, you may spend, let's say, $5,000 on getting things done for your home, fixing it up, but it will give you a bigger buck at the end of the day or at the end of the sale. And I know sometimes people don't think that way because they just want to go, let's sell it. But the better the home represents itself, most likely, and it's usually like 90% of the time that I see the home sells faster than home that is messy and disorganized, not staged or vacant, they sit on the market much longer. So you have to think about, like how much budget you have to work with. Like, I mean, I can always have that conversation with my client too. Like, what is your budget? Let's see what we can do and work it out with that as well. That's no issue as well with me, but it is very important to stage in my opinion.
Yeah.
It is much more welcoming, much more warming for people when they come into the house, whether
Yeah,
it's open house or showings.
We've seen the impact that it has. We've seen how much time you save, what you do for the client, the conceptions. That's not disrupting lifestyle. It's adding to the house. They get more money for their move, whether they're moving up or down. They have an easier sale, a lot less time on the market. So to me, it's really a no-brainer. So I would say if you're thinking about selling your home, you're wondering getting a consultation with Justicia, we are offering a complimentary consultation with her. So all you got to do is just type in text stage to 519-574-3532 with your address. We'll make sure that you get a complimentary consultation. Justicia, we left her contact information here. All our sellers will get that, and we'll make sure that we have a game plan for you as a seller, getting a value and mapping out a plan to make sure you get as much money as possible.
Yep.
All right. Well, Justicia, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so very much, Sam. Have a wonderful day.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.